Okay, so I'm building a brace for the drive shaft and I'm trying to get the pinion angle right. So this is sort of like a mock-up of what I made. I actually had to cut this and weld it because I couldn't get a good 90 degree on here by bending it because it's too thick. I tried heating it, it didn't really work out too well. But that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna go like this. Actually, yeah, I have the longer side, so. Yeah, so it's gonna mount in here like this. I made it extra long because I need to figure out where I'm gonna cut it at. So I'm gonna mount the drive shaft back up, and then I'm gonna mark the hole right here and see where it fits. Then I'm gonna cut this off, and then what I'll do is I'll run a brace on this. So I'm gonna have a piece of metal. I'm gonna cut a piece of metal, and it's gonna anchor right here, and I'm gonna weld it on each end. So I'm gonna have a brace, and then that way, this way it can't flex at all. So yeah, I'm gonna have a metal brace like that. Depending on, I'm not gonna put the brace on yet until I mount the drive shaft, figure out where the hole is gonna be, and then the last step will be to mount the brace, and then I'll end up welding it to the car, and that'll be the end of the drive shaft, and I'll be happy because I hate working underneath cars. I just don't like it. Okay, here's an update on the car. I got the drive shaft mounted. Everything is ready to go as far as that go. See, there's the drive shaft. You can see it's all mounted. Yeah, this thing wasn't easy because when I made this mount right here, what you need to do is you need to adjust the pinion angle. So the pinion angle you're gonna measure at the front over here of the transfer case, right there, and you're gonna measure it without the drive shaft. And on this car, it measures 0. So the actual flange on the transfer case output is 0 degrees, which is the same as 90 degrees. And then you got, because this is a 2-piece drive shaft, you have to measure it again here, and they have angle finders that you can do that. And then you gotta measure it here, and you want your pinion angle to be less than 3 degrees, and you want it to be more than half a degree, so 0.5. And if you don't have that in there, so if you have 0 degrees, the U-joint, the little needle bearings on the U-joint are not going to spin, and it's going to cause excessive wear. And if you have more than 3 degrees, you're going to end up with vibration. So a lot of people just bolt this up. I didn't just bolt it up. I used my Craftsman angle finder over there. And what you need, and after you do that, so after you check the angles, you check the angle on the transfer case, you check the angles on that end of the drive shaft, that end of the drive shaft, and then at the end right here where it mounts. See, I'll spin the tires so you can see. I'm using my foot to turn it, but the differential on the back is welded on this car. So when it turns, all the wheels are gonna turn, because I got LSD in the front, and then I have basically a welded diff in the back. I don't know if I want to spend $1,500 or $2,000. Well, we'll see how it drives first before I decide to change it out or swap it out. I might like it. It's gonna suck on turns, but this car, it's not like a track. It's not a track car. So, okay. And so as I was saying, right here is the angle in the back. That on this car with the gravy built diff mount, that is 2.5 degrees negative. So there's a difference between positive and negative, and what you want to do is you want to download the Spicer pinion angle pinion calculator, and you're gonna have to put in all your information. So from the front being 0, and then on this car, okay, let me get it so you can see. So the transfer case is 0. I think I believe it was 1 degree, and I think it's half a degree here, and then it's 2.5 in the back. And in the Spicer calculator, it gives you the option to put a 2-piece drive shaft in, and that's what you need to do. You need to put all your calculations in and make sure it's less than 3 degrees and more than 5 degrees, because I see people bolting these things in, and that's not the proper way to do things. You don't just take a drive shaft and just bolt it in, and then they wonder why they have clunking. A lot of people have clunking right here where the whole thing jumps, and it's because the pinion angle is off. And I see this happen a lot where people are like, they start the car and it goes bam and it just shakes. It's because this thing's at the wrong angle. So I hope this information helped you. Like most people, this literally takes them like 10 minutes. They cut it, weld it, and put it in, but that is so wrong. This took me a long time because I had to get the proper angle. I had to take off the drive shaft, I don't know, probably 30 times to do this right. But I hope this information has helped. So here's a Spicer website, and what you do here, you have a 2-piece drive shaft. That is my transfer case angle. Make sure you set the slope or it'll change some things. So it's these are just going to be down because my drive shaft's coming at the downward angle. So the first drive shaft is 1/2 degree, and then the second drive shaft is 1 degree, and the differential is 2.5 degrees. And then yeah, you hit calculate, and then it gives you your operating angle. So you want basically the minimum to be 0.5. You don't want it to be 0, that's bad. And I have those there, and then your operating angle here is 1.5. So anything above 1/2 degree and anything below 3 degrees is perfect. So you have a lot of wiggle room there. You don't have to be perfect, but as long as you set your drive line up, the mount, and you calculate it before you weld everything in, you'll have the right pinion angle, and you won't have that clunky differential drive shaft, acting all stupid in the back. So I hope I helped you guys, and just go to this website, and you don't even have to download it. You can use it on your PC.